Shout out to all the female entrepreneurs. You guys, mwah, for those of us that are getting into this entrepreneurial business, hey, you please feel free to comment in the chat what nightmares you're having, because girls, ladies, it is hell. It's I think the one thing we all struggle, I don't know about you guys, but I struggle with consistency because I also have a job I'm doing, and it does take a lot of mental brain power, and by the end of the day you feel you don't have anything left. But like, I feel like this is the season of the female entrepreneur, and it's not just because of Duchess Meghan, shout out to her, but like, I can't help but feel, watching her with her show, building this stuff up despite all the negativity, is really honestly inspiring me. Like, if this woman is globally pilloried every time she opens her mouth and she's still getting on with it, what's your excuse? Do you guys feel the same way? I say that because today, guys, we have our OG Big Back herself, the Don Dada of just borderline insane rantings. And I don't even know what. Kinsey, love. I mean this from a place of love and serious. Okay, not a place of love. I can't stand you. But from a place of weight loss camaraderie. It really isn't that hard to lose weight. Okay, let me explain my diet. I've gone full veg and protein now. You find if you have a lot of veg, some oil, and some good protein, you're full. I just had a dessert, and tomorrow morning I'm going for like a 2-hour bike ride. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not that hard to be consistent if you're serious. But then again, I guess it's hard to be consistent when all you do is sit down all day eating. No offense to my American subscribers, I love you guys, but we all know how your food is. Eating over processed food and crying into your tears because Harry married Meghan. I don't know who needs to tell Kinsey this. My love, Harry was never going to marry you. It doesn't matter how slim you were back in the day. It doesn't matter how much you wish Meghan ill. I think Harry has kind of made up. I think we all know what Harry's type is right now, and it's not you, love. Maybe that's why you're self-destructing. I'm saying all this to lay the foundation. I've not watched this video, but because it's Kinsey biggest back, I know it's going to be another few minutes of unnecessary exaggerations, reaching lies, and just pure insanity. Unlike you guys, I find her mildly entertaining. I do think she's a bit crazy and needs to lose weight, but well, let's react.
And this is Confessions of a Female Founder, a show where I chat with female entrepreneurs and friends about the sleepless nights, the lessons learned, and the laser focus that got them to where they are today.
Meghan wants to be in the same league as these successful female entrepreneurs. That is why she's chosen this route.
Okay. What's wrong with that? I'm confused. Is that a bad thing? But I guess if you're somebody who doesn't want the women that you look at on TV, the women you hate or even like, to be successful, maybe their success and their achievements triggers a certain amount of inadequacy in you, someone like Meghan will make you feel very, very uncomfortable, borderline hateful even.
You are who you associate with. Meghan imagines her name in Forbes articles or on the cover of Entrepreneur magazine next to these self-made successes versus...
Guys, hashtag Meghan is going to be a billionaire. Woo, 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 woo. I'm glad they're realizing that.
Next to comparisons of Catherine, Princess of Wales, in a tabloid.
What?
I also think Meghan wants to be able to use this podcast as proof that she's an ally to women, despite...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You see, this is when I told you that Kinsey is not well. This is, usually I think she waits a minute, but I'm glad she came right into it. So for those of you that have not seen Kinsey Big Back before, Kinsey really is not well. She's not. If you go through my page, you will find another post from her. There's something fundamentally wrong with this woman. And I found a video of her when Kate announced that she had preventative cancer. She was crying on screen. So these people are not well. I don't even think she likes Kate. I think a lot of these derangers don't actually like Kate. They just like the fact that she is someone to use to compare to Meghan, as if there's even any comparison between these two people. There's nothing. As in, it's like comparing. Oh God. It's like comparing. Oh God, a classic. Let me use that stupid woman Tessa Dunlop's example. A Lamborghini to a jalopy second-hand Mazda. Worlds apart.
Multiple reports of her bringing employees to tears, employees quitting Meghan for their mental health, and some seeking therapy. Meghan wants to erase all of that from the public's memory.
And whenever we ask them, let me put it, because I see the Rangers have started posting in my page. People that don't like Meghan, who believe she's a bully, please, can you give me a name of one person that isn't Jason Nuff that Meghan bullied? I just want one name. Just one name, and I want you to be able to link me to the person's testimony of Meghan bullying them. I don't care if they are in America or in the UK or it was in the past. Give me one person, one name, one incident of Meghan bullying someone. Just one name.
Instead, they want you to think, look at Meghan the girl boss. Look at Meghan, the girl's girl. This type of podcast layout also gives her the opportunity to do what she is so desperate to do, and that is talk about herself and her own accomplishments and climb. But Markle disagrees with the narrative that she has what she has today because she married a prince. So I suspect we will hear very little about Harry, but she will lean into stories about Archie and Lily, knowing they will dominate headlines. And the public reacts pretty positively to stories about working mothers. So that's a perk as well. When you lose such a lucrative opportunity like Meghan lost with Spotify.
I don't understand. What? So, what? I mean, she is right. People do love to hear from working mothers. People do love to hear from women who have achieved a certain amount of fame and wealth because they want to be inspired by them. And I don't know, I guess I told you guys that I was waiting for the new talking points after the Harry-Meghan divorce. Meghan is not getting renewed for season 2. And what was it? Oh yes, Meghan's contract with Netflix is coming to an end. Now that all of these have been poo-pooed and destroyed, they have to find something. Now they've decided to go after Archie and Lilibet. For those of you that are wondering, why does Meghan hide her kids? I hope this is confirmation now. Because I don't know how she reached. I told you there'll be mounds of reaching. How she reached from whatever basement she is in America and traveled all the way to Mars to make that to say that Meghan posts her kids for headlines. This is how I know they all either listen to each other or talk to each other, because this is the exact same thing that idiot on Australian TV was saying. Which is interesting because I think we all know that Meghan doesn't need anybody for headlines. We know that the numbers speak for themselves. But let's continue.
That's the type of failure that taints your brand. While a very generic, approved by both parties statement was made about a mutual decision to part ways in 2022, there were multiple ways that Meghan could have stayed under the Spotify platform to save face and continue to monetize archetypes and her content. Meghan independently could have found one giant sponsor like Coca-Cola to keep her pushing forward. She could have read an ad before, during, or after her show, or she could have allowed them to place a generic commercial within her program. Spotify's team could have assigned her ads from their unique pre-existing pool of podcast advertisers. I mean, that's what they do. They've already got an existing list of those people willing to toss money towards a podcast that is deemed successful. Or Meghan could have charged users a monthly membership fee for original content. Those are 3 separate ways Meghan could have remained at Spotify and avoided the embarrassment of an official breakup. And I give you that example to prove to you my opinion, which is that this was not an amicable split.
Okay. So I told you that this one is batshit. Have you noticed that while she's talking about Meghan, she uses Harry's face? This woman is not well. And I'm very glad that the Sun also knows that she's not well. She's talking about Meghan, they're using Harry's face. Guys, I feel like this is the Sun's subliminal way of letting us know this heifer is bad shit. And like I said at the beginning, for those of you who don't know Kinsey Big Back, because she is big backed, don't let this excessive amount of Botox and filter deceive you. I said I was very surprised at her girth and heft when I saw her fully. I was like, it took me a while. Like, that's Kinsey? Again, as somebody who struggles with her weight, I'm not here to fat shame everybody. I welcome all sizes. But this woman, if you ever go and watch any of her videos, I'm not talking about the one that she's here, because she's actually being she's being stupid, but she's not being as nasty as she is on her own unfiltered this thing. I listened to it for like 2 minutes. I was like, no, I'm out. Not because I was frustrated, but because I was like, this girl, when she's unfiltered, she sounds like someone that should be sectioned. Now, if you go and listen to what she says about Meghan, it's giving single wife female, it's giving psycho, it's giving she will stalk Harry. I hope Harry has a restraining order against this woman. I just hope so, because anyway. Now let's address, why is it always these women always have an opinion on how Meghan should have managed her business? This is where the racism comes into it. And for those of you that say, oh, it's not racism, it is racism, because I always find it, and I'm sorry for saying this, because I'm not saying that there are not Sussex fans who are white. Of course there are. So, a lot of white women that don't like Meghan are always coming on board with their content creator mind to be giving Meghan advice. Madam, Meghan signed a 20-something million, I'm not sure if it's $1 million, pound or pound deal with Spotify. Which one have you signed? With anyone? Although you should be signing one with your therapist and your mental health specialist, because you need help. Which one did you sign? Is it the Tefe contract you have with this, with British, with online, with let's be clear, they never feature this woman on broadcast. It is always online tabloids. Sky Australia, Talk TV, GB News. They never ever bring her on broadcast TV because they know this woman is not well. She's not supposed to be on TV. She's batshit. Now you expect this psycho who at best, let me give it to her, maybe makes a few thousand on YouTube a month, is in any position to advise Meghan about a multi-million-dollar deal. And women like her are always saying, well, this is what she should have done. Excuse me? You don't have her platform. Nobody is checking for you, Kinsey, besides people that are looking for anti-Meghan content, which sadly is me, so I can react to you fools. Nobody knows who you are. So this advice that you're giving Meghan is for yourself. But sorry, guys, let's continue.
In February's Vanity Fair cover story, it will go down in infamy. It was revealed that contractually, Harry and Meghan weren't holding up their end of the bargain, and Spotify was frantic for content from them throughout their working relationship. The article explained in depth what happened behind the scenes and claims that the couple pitched a range of mediocre ideas, one of which was Prince Harry's idea that he interviewed the likes of Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, with the idea being to understand how their life experiences shaped them into, in his view, sociopaths. As years went by, Spotify began applying pressure for the couple to just produce anything, beyond a Tyler Perry Christmas special. Vanity Fair believes that part of the reason Harry and Meghan were so slow to execute came down to their own fear about how what they produced might be perceived. One former employee claimed, I can say that they had really great ideas for shows, interesting pitches, interesting guests, but them as the deliverers, or either of them as the hosts of these more kind of edgy ideas, would have been like, they would have had to move again. The article quotes Jane Marie.
So in this nonsense, in this stupid 2 sentences, she said she has contradicted herself. in the first one, she said they had mediocre ideas. That, Prince Harry, I don't even know where this can. I don't know if the voices in her head told her about that, but I don't know. I didn't read that Vanity Fair article because I don't read, because like I said, garbage is garbage. Even I wouldn't read that garbage. And in the next sentence, she's now saying that, oh, they had really great ideas, but the ideas would have been too edgy. So which is it, Kinsey? Or the voices talking to you, not letting you know that you're not moving in one direction? I don't know, guys. I can never tell when she's on her meds or she's off them. I don't. The way her eyes move, I can't really tell anymore. I think she's off. I don't know.
From one of their former producers. She continued, I think it's a combination of self-censorship for good reason and the corporate powers that be that run podcasting that don't know what that is to create valuable shows. In combination, those things make it really hard to make good stuff. Well, I'd call that an excuse. Meghan, another source claims, would agree to provocative ideas and then walk them back, often late in production, requiring significant edits. For example, in her Archetypes podcast, she initially okayed an episode called Slut, but then retitled it Human Being. Every episode got more and more watered down and further away from actual conversation, a source told Vanity Fair.
Do you know what would be very interesting? If Meghan, during her podcast, actually tells us what happened with the Spotify deal, because I think I might come back to this post and drag this heifer. I don't know how, like I said, I didn't read that Vanity Fair article. I have no idea if what she's saying is even remotely true or just fan fiction the birds in her head told her. I don't know. But it's interesting to me that all these sources never give their names. You can't give your name, but I'm supposed to take you by your word. Interesting. But of course, because these people don't have any integrity, all they want is negativity. They don't bother sense checking or double checking. If they did, they wouldn't be getting embarrassed the way they're getting embarrassed. But anyway.
Archetypes finally wrapped, a show Vanity Fair claims wasn't even Meghan's concept to begin with. She employed her publicity team to work overtime to secure her multiple awards for content that clearly wasn't strong enough to save her relationship with Spotify. But those trophies and awards were just as quickly forgotten and overshadowed by the termination of the Sussex's contract with Spotify. There's hardly anything salacious about female founders. This is a safe space for Meghan.
And guys, let me come back to my point again. And I want to give boomer women a break here because it's not just you. The women that appear to hate Meghan have an issue whenever she does things that are just normal. What is wrong in wanting to hear from female entrepreneurs now? Why must everything be salacious? Why must everything be thought-provoking? I mean, not thought-provoking, but why must everything be a provocation? Why can't we just get qualitative quality stuff? And in her podcast, in this trailer, she said that she's going to be interviewing female entrepreneurs about how they, and she now mentioned at the end of the trailer that Lemonada is female run. So has it occurred to you, Kinsey? Well, let me try. Has it occurred to Kinsey that maybe it's possible whatever it is that went wrong between Spotify and the Sussexes? Because don't forget, I think this was probably their first time trying to pitch this type of thing and get this business going. Maybe Spotify, like most people, were expecting Harry and Meghan to create shows where they bash the royal family or they drag the royal family, when they just wanted to do they keep on saying all they want to do is do good in this world. I don't know. I'm hoping Meghan actually tells us what exactly went wrong with Spotify as part of her journey to come into Lemonada. I think she might, but I'm not sure to what extent. But I look forward to getting all the tea directly from her and discrediting all these people, because these people are clowns. And then to say that her awards were forgotten. Why? Because, I mean, it's like, no, they weren't. You know, they are for her. And I think it's to me, it's kind of like to validate who she is. Awards I'm not saying that some awards are not bought. I'm not going to pretend, because we all know that's not true. But I think whether or not she was given those awards because people wanted to get attention or people just wanted to capitalize off her, it doesn't matter. They are her awards. She got a People Choice Award for her podcast. How many people can say that? I think honestly, I mean, I don't even know why I'm defending her so much with Kinsey. It's obvious. It's Kinsey. What was I expecting? But I do this for the people who stumble across what I'm saying, right? What's wrong with awards? What's wrong with getting acknowledgement for your work? You see, what I keep telling you guys, the Rangers do everything. There's nothing this woman does that is good enough, that is right enough. Everything is a problem. As long as she's not failing. And even then, they will bash her when she fails. They're never satisfied and they never will be.
Moving to limit out a media likely limited Meghan's resources immensely. No more 17 executive producers. So some of her problems from the past, excessive edits, flip-flopping on how far she's willing to go, are likely irrelevant today. I don't think she will knock Joe Rogan off his throne again, however temporary that was. But Meghan does sound friendlier, engaged, and like she has her guard down from what we've heard in this preview. Listen, she has an audience of people that like her. They have decided to believe what she is working so hard to convince people that she is. But to quote one of Markle's favorite authors, Maya Angelou, when people show you who they are, believe them.
What?
If you ask me who the real Meghan Markle is, I'd point you to the Oprah Winfrey interview where you see a woman who seems very bitter and resentful. I think one of the problems is she has shown us so many different versions that we don't know who the real Meghan Markle is. But we do know Meghan doesn't want to be seen that way anymore, which is why.
Okay, I think I've had enough. So I don't understand. I feel like these people don't know how human beings work. When I'm in a bad mood, I have a different persona. When I'm in a good mood, I have a different persona. When I'm in a happy mood, I have a different persona. It is part of the human experience. So I don't know what this clown is talking about. And the range, this, again, guys, you know one thing? I call it the Ranger skill. You can tell how crazy they are based on the commentary they give because they genuinely believe this nonsense. I believed Kinsey is right up there in the 10, guys. 10 being the most deranged, mentally disturbed. I think there's something fundamentally wrong with this bug-eyed clown. And guys, please, like I said, my channel is for dragging. Please, I welcome you to drag what is left of these heifer's edges of her head. Kinsey, as always, from me, while I do think weight loss will help you, it really helped me and my mental health. Don't forget to get weight, go for walks. But I really do think you should see someone love, because these birds that are talking to you and telling you Meghan is this, Meghan is that. I don't know who these people are talking, who these people are. I don't know where she got 17 executive producers from. I don't know where we haven't even heard the podcast yet. I don't know where she's getting this information that Meghan is more relaxed. Who told you she wasn't relaxed in archetypes? Maybe, and let me play psycho devil's advocate. Even if she is, has it occurred to you maybe because she is more comfortable? That was probably her first time doing a podcast. Again, guys, I want to be clear. I didn't hear any nervousness from the first one, so I don't even know why I'm humoring this woman. But I guess I don't even know what to say. Every time this woman gives her commentary, it's hard to troll her because I genuinely believe she believes this nonsense. I just think that personally, all the Sun, all the people that keep platforming her, you know this woman has a mental illness. You need to stop encouraging her before she comes into your offices one day and massacres all of you. I'm just saying, leave the crazies on YouTube. Bashing Meghan is not worth exposing yourself to a cycle. And guys, please let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm going to definitely share this with Kinsey's dumbass and the Sun. So I'm like, this woman does not sound well. Stop featuring her. But we all know they won't. But yeah, guys, what do you think? I just wanted to drag Kinsey today. It's been a while. Have a good one. Take care.